I want to ask you this. If you're posting on Instagram, answering DMs, and closing deals in the comments, why can you not see where your revenue is coming from? We track ads, we track email, but social, it seems to be this black box. You might be doing everything right, but you still have no idea what content is actually driving sales. And that's been the problem that we've all been living with until now. I'm going to introduce you to Ellipsend. It tracks your entire buyer journey across Instagram, every post, every DM, every sale, and it's all in one place. And this isn't just like a visibility tool, it connects directly to your CRM, like HubSpot or Close. So conversations and revenue are tracked automatically. And you'll see what content converts, what DMs actually close, and where the money is actually coming from. And they're already expanding their product suite from YouTube, LinkedIn, and more are on the roadmap, making it easier than ever to track revenue across your entire social presence. In today's video, I'm going to walk you through exactly what Ellipsend does, how it works, and how you can start using it to finally close the loop between your content and your pipeline. So we're going to jump in and show you how. All right, so you guys are getting the first peek behind the curtain with a fully built out Ellipsend account, how it connects to your CRM, how it attributes revenue back to each post, how you can message, how you can create automations, campaigns, pipelines, custom activities, just about everything. I mean, this is a fully functioning CRM. You'll never let a lead actually slip through the cracks if you follow this process. So the first thing we have is our post. So I have my personal Instagram connected here. You can see each post. You can see how many likes, how many comments are on here. So that is already really nice. You can actually post from here, but we don't recommend it. Instagram is always going to, push your post if it's posted from in-app versus out of app better. But you can see everything inside of here. Now, the second part is actual automation. So we can come in here and we can create whatever automations that we actually want. So if we click on the automation, we can see the name was Cool Automation. Okay. Now, if you ever use ManyChat, this is similar but better. It's easier to use. It looks better. It works better. So we want to begin on a comment. So we get to select what kind of trigger that we actually want. So we have add message, comment, live comment, story reply, direct message. We have our keywords, our campaigns, our action editor. I'm going to show you how to set all of this up here in a minute, but we're going to go do an overview first so you can see everything, and then we're going to go into how I actually set this up. So that's the automation section. Next up, we have campaigns. So we actually get to create our campaign for each post that we want to create, or multiple posts. We have the name, the description, start date, status, pipeline, campaign, goal. We have what posts are actually associated. You can retroactively associate these. We have which automations are connected to this, and then what products we want to sell. So you can actually add your products in. Next up, we have pipeline. So you can actually see the pipeline in here. So we can see where a lead is. We can move a lead through the pipeline. We have new lead, contacted, qualified, call proposed, calling sent, call booked, call completed, call not completed, deal won, deal lost. But you get to choose what you actually put inside of it. Next up is the inbox, and the inbox is really, really cool because it is just super clean. You can see everything. So if we come into like Gabriel, he's actually the founder of this company, but you can see here, Gabriel's Instagram is here. We can see the location of the customer. We can see what stage, if there's a person assigned. So you can assign different team members. You can see what campaign stage they are actually in, lead status, labels, phone, email, notes, and actually set follow-ups inside of here as well. Now, one of my favorite things about the inbox, leads get lost inside of ManyChat, inside of Instagram DMs, and that is one of the biggest reasons that we have issues with DM setting and selling through DMs and social selling. Now, I can actually come in here and I can filter by all of this different stuff. So last correspondence date, read and unread, platform, availability, assignment, status, label, etc., etc. And we can do contact or agent. So there's tons of features in here to be able to filter through, bubble up the most important leads, the highest intent leads, get responses to those, and then we can go work the other leads. Now, we also have the reporting tab, and this is something that you just won't find anywhere else. We have automation performance, agent performance, and campaign performance. Now, this is in progress, but if we look at campaign performance, we can see total reach, total link clicks, revenue expected, so basically your cash collected versus your contract value. We can see total contacts, active leads, leads lost, leads won. We can see where the leads are actually sitting in the pipeline. We can see activity breakdowns, etc. Now, we also have agent performance, and this is a huge one because being able to understand what the agent is actually doing is going to be so important. We can see things like how many messages they've sent, how many responses they've received, how many leads they've actually contacted. So maybe they had 60 messages, but they're all to one lead. Well, that's not really helpful if we're trying to do higher volume. Okay. And then we have automation performance. So we can see how the actual automations are performing. We can see what is actually happening with each of these, how many people have gone through each step. So let's go into the settings. I'm going to show you how to actually build this out for yourself, and you'll be able to see a lot more of the underlying features and the benefits of using this system. So when we come in here, we want to go to campaigns first and create a pipeline. Okay, so you click here, and then we're going to click create a pipeline. We're going to name it. We'll just call this YouTube. And then we're going to add our stages. So all we need to do is add our stages. I'm not going to add all of them just for to respect your time, but you can see here we have new lead, contacted, qualified, call proposed, calling sent, call booked, call completed, call not completed, deal won, deal lost. And then you can also set the actual, so like for example, deal one, and this should have been done on that other pipeline, but we have deal one, and we just click that, and boom, new lead. This is all we have to do. It's so simple. Okay. Now we can copy this, we can edit the name, whatever we want to do. Okay. So once we have our pipeline stages actually set up, the next thing we want to do is create our activities. Now, activities relate directly back to the pipeline itself and the pipeline stages. So activities are going to log certain things at certain points. So here we have qualified, call booked, call completed, call not completed, deal won, deal lost. Now, if we want to create a new one, let's say we want a follow-up activity for some reason, right? So we're just going to type follow up in here. And we're going to click this. Now we have a follow-up activity, and this will pop up. Now we want to add fields, and you can see all of the different fields that we can actually add in here. So I'm going to say date of the follow-up, boom. And then we're going to do owner. So we're going to do text, and we're going to do follow-up owner. And then we're going to do notes. So let's do a text area. We're just going to do notes. Okay. So now we have a custom activity. Oh, we got to put notes in here. Default value is nothing, and we'll click save. So now we have a follow-up activity in here as well. What we want to do after we have all of our custom activities, I'll show you a couple of these just so you can see them. Like call completed, we're going to have different fields. So on call completed, we have the drop-down list of outcome. So we have deal one, follow-up, long-term follow-up, not qualified. We have the closer lead owner, and then we have the date completed. Okay. Call booked, very similar. We're going to have things like data call booked, closer owner, and then setter owner. Now, this is all so we can actually track the information that we need. When was the call booked? How many calls have they had booked? Did they complete the call? Did they not? Did they have a deal one? How much was the deal one value worth? So you can see here, if I come in here, deal one, we have cash collected, contract value, and the date that it was actually won. Okay. You can also group different activities together. So you can add a new group and have different types of activities for different pipelines, different campaigns, etc., etc. Okay. So once you have your activities set up, you want to come back to your actual pipelines. We want to go through here. We want to click on this, and you'll be able to see you can actually associate activities with the lead status. Okay. So for qualified, for example, I'm going to come in here. I'm going to click qualified and save that. What this is going to do is anytime a lead moves from one stage to the other, to qualified, for example, it is going to require that person to fill out that actual custom activity so we capture the information correctly every single time. And I'll show you what that looks like in just a moment. Now, once the pipeline is actually set up, we want to come down to inbox settings and review here. So we can see auto assign is turned on. You can decide if you want that or not, as well as these other statuses. And then we can go to assignment, and you'll be able to see your different DM setters or your different teammates inside of here. You'll be able to assign what percentage of leads is actually going to them, so we can round robin them. We can choose Facebook, Instagram, SMS, email, etc., and then what is actually going back to them. Now, statuses, we can also turn on what statuses we have here for the actual DMs. And then lastly, labels. So we can create labels, which are basically tags that are letting us know, whatever we want really. So we can tag different contacts like a traditional CRM. Now, what we're going to do is now that we have our pipeline and custom activity set up, we want to create the campaign. So I'm going to come in here, we have one campaign created already. All you do is hit the plus icon, and then we're going to create the campaign. So we're going to say cool campaign number 2. And you just need to throw a description in here. Start date, you can decide, let's start it on Monday. We're going to do active, select a pipeline. We're going to do YouTube, and then a campaign goal, deal 1. Okay. Now we get to select what posts. I'm going to say this post is good. Automations, what automations are we going to run for that post? The cool automation. And then products, if we want to add products, and we click create. Okay. So now we have a new campaign that's going to track separately from the other one. You can see cash or revenue right here. You can see active leads, and then you can see goals achieved, and you get to choose what that goal is. For both of these, it is deal 1. Okay. Now, once we have our campaign created, we want to make sure we have an automation set up. And I already had the automation set up, but you want to do this actually before you create your campaign. So to set up an automation, this is where we started earlier, so we're coming back to this. It's going to trigger on whatever you want it to. So live comment, story reply, direct message, add message, comment. We're doing it off of a comment here. And then you select it starts on message comment equals or message comment contains. So you can have multiple keywords actually triggering the same thing. Or, if you have clients that are always asking you, hey, do you do business coaching? You could put a business coaching, message contains business coaching, trigger. Okay. Now, we put in the keyword or whatever that keyword is. We can also exclude keywords, and then we can do the campaign. So we want to assign the campaign there. And then we have this little iPhone on the right-hand side, and this is what it is actually going to look like for your client, right? So if they comment new comment, really cool CTA, because that's my keyword, then we're going to send this first message. So if you just click on this, you can actually edit it, and it's going to pop up the action editor down here in the bottom left-hand corner. This is incredible because we can customize exactly what we want this workflow, and we can see it visually of what is actually happening for the client. So here I just have it saying message plus quick reply, and it says, hey, thanks for commenting on my post. Click below and I'll send you a free PDF. Now, I want to talk about something very, very important because of Meta's actually rules. Meta, if you just message someone, you cannot message them more than once. You just get to send the one thing and hope they reply, and you can't message them again, okay? Now, if they do a message and quick reply here, that means that they are able, sorry about that, I was actually getting a call. If you do a message and a quick reply, that now means that you can message them as many times as you want for the 7 days following. So this allows you to increase your actual connection rate, your message rate. So we have that one there, and then we add a quick reply button, which says, click here, and it says, hey, thanks for commenting on my post. Click below and I'll send you the free PDF. Now, this can be whatever you want. Now, the second step is basically going to be add new stage to new lead, or add, stage new lead. So when we come in and edit this, we can see set campaign stage. You have a bunch of different options. So we're actually setting the lead status, and then we are going to add stage to new lead. Boom, boom. So that's all good. And then next we have, here is your PDF. So you can see if we edit this right here, we can see it's a message button, and then the button title is click here. The link button is a URL, and then we have the actual URL. So where does this actually take them to? Next up, we have ask a question. Okay, so we're actually prompting them to respond now. So it says, let me know what you think. By the way, what industry are you in? And then we have add stage. We can add whatever we want here. So it's really, really cool that we can be able to just add all those automations. We can see 4 conversations, 1 link click, et cetera, et cetera. So that is currently running. It's really, really clean, simple, and straightforward. Now, when we come into our actual pipeline, we can see, again, these different campaigns, and we can see where these leads are actually sitting inside of here, okay? So in short, what this is allowing you to do is take a process that used to be mostly guesswork or a bunch of Google Sheets or, hopes and dreams, and turn it into a real tangible sales channel. Where everything is tracked back to the actual revenue. Now, the one thing I haven't showed you guys is probably the most important and coolest part of this, which is we have this Ellipsend token. Okay. And we can do, for example, UTM underscore medium if you are using something like HubSpot meetings. And what this is going to do is when someone clicks a button inside of the automation for book a call, for example, it is going to send that UTM parameter wherever you want. Now, in this case, if we're using HubSpot, it's going to send it to HubSpot. It's going to update the contact with the UTM parameter, which is the Ellipsend token. And this is where the real magic happens. Once the Ellipsend token hits the actual contact, we can send that to the deal level. And once we send it to the deal level, that now allows us to create Zapier automations however we want. When we create these Zapier automations, this is how we feed back information to the actual DM sending process. So let me take you through a scenario. So you send a link, the DM setter sends a link. They click on the link, they book a call. Normally that would go to your CRM, and then you'd have to find a way how to attribute that back to your actual DM setting team. What this allows us to do is send a zap back to the system and says custom activity call book. Okay. Now, when that call actually occurs, the sales rep is going to move that to something like call completed status or deal one. And if they move it to deal one, Zapier is then going to grab that API token. It's going to send over the custom activity for deal one to Ellipsend. Okay. Now, when it sends it over to Ellipsend, it is going to be able to attribute that back to the campaign, to the post, etc. Okay. Now, you don't have to do it this way, but if you work with Close.com, with HubSpot, with Go High Level, any of these other CRMs, you can actually have your closers in their CRM doing whatever they normally do, and all of this information actually pushing back to attribute your posts and revenue correctly for based on whatever goal you have, right? So it is pretty incredible. Now, you don't have to do that. You could run the whole system inside of here just using the custom activities. To do that, we would just go to pipelines, right? We would come back into, settings and then pipelines. So we're going to go into settings. We're going to go to pipelines. And then inside of here, you will see these. So for example, deal one, we are going to make sure that our deal one activity is required when someone moves that into the deal one stage. So regardless if you sell directly at a DM or you send it to a booked call with a sales team, you can attribute your revenue directly back to your posts. Now, in turn, if you're attributing revenue back to your post, what does that mean for you? What are you actually able to do with that information? Well, we can start, auditing what posts are generating revenue and which ones are not. More importantly, which posts should we stop doing because they are creating unqualified leads inside of our sales system? And then lastly, we can choose to do a call to action that pushes to book a call and driving revenue, and call to actions on other posts that are simply engaging and nurturing. And we know who to actually send that to. So if this video is helpful, go ahead and leave a comment in the comment section below. This is a complete game changer that for anyone that sells on Instagram, LinkedIn, YouTube, Facebook, etc. And it's pretty easy to set up. If you guys do need help setting this up or you want to see more about this, go ahead and schedule a call with me or someone on my team. Make sure we point you in the right direction. But with that, I hope this is helpful. I hope you go make some money with this video. And if anything else, have a wonderful rest of your day.